Do I apply retinol every night? No, of course I don't. So do you want to see what happens on nights where I don't apply retinol? Because believe you me, there are those nights. Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for joining and for watching and for subscribing. Just hit the little button down there. You know what to do. I did a video and I showed you what my evening skincare routine was like, but I also mentioned that during that evening skincare routine, that was describing what I do specifically on nights that I apply retinol. As I mentioned before in that video, that I do use a prescription strength retinol, and there are retinols that you can get over the counter. And those are great and those are fine, but I found that getting one from my dermatologist works a lot better for me, so that's what I go with. So that's just my jam. Do I have retinols that I would recommend to you that are over the counter? I don't know that I do necessarily, but I will link some videos down below of YouTubers who specialize in terms of content, specialize in skincare. One actually is from a dermatologist who is a licensed professional in skincare who can describe more about retinols to you. But there are those nights when, one, I don't need to apply retinol because it's something that most people don't do every single night. Retinols can be very strong and very drying to the skin, so you want to be sure that you're taking care of your skin and not overloading it. And that's one thing. The other thing is some nights I'm just too tired to do anything. You can barely ask me to wash my face, and we all know the number one point for my last video is never, ever, 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 under any circumstances, skip your evening skincare routine. Your skin will thank you for it, trust me. So what I want to describe for you today, and what I have available here is, or are the products that I use in the evenings when I am not using retinol. So my skincare routine typically takes me all of 3 minutes to do. It's such a routine for me, and it's on autopilot such that it doesn't take a lot of time and effort for me. My skin right now is completely dry. I'm out of the shower. My hair is back and out of the way, of course. But it's actually getting a little bit dry. And if my eyes look red, it's because it's been a long day and I'm tired. And yes, the sun is still shining, technically setting outside, but it's just a girl is tired. So what I'm going to do is, this is what I have described previously, which is I use my Mario Badescu Gentle Foaming Cleanser. This for me is the GOAT for sure. I will link it down below if you're interested in trying it out. It's super gentle. It gets everything off. It's perfect. If it's a night that I have actually had makeup on, or a day that I've had makeup on, I mentioned this before, but I didn't show the product, and that is the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. This, again, for me is another GOAT. It is just, it's super thick. It is a balm, and you just get a little bit on your finger, rub it all over your face, and it just literally melts the makeup off. After you've rubbed it all over your face and gotten it all into the makeup grooves, you rinse it all off, and then you go in with your cleanser. And usually only one round of cleanser will work for me. If I've had like a heavy kicked up day of makeup, then I usually do two rounds just to be safe. But after that, my skin is clean. So I have cleaned my skin. It's starting to dry out just a little bit. So if it looks a little bit ashen, that's why. I have my Mario Badescu facial spray, which I've described before and I mentioned before as well. Am I going to repurchase this? I don't know. I don't know what it does, but for some reason I tend to like it. So here we are. I'm just going to rehydrate my face a little bit, which in my opinion, skin always responds better if it's hydrated. My philosophy is on hydration and moisturization so that you get that internal glow. Again, I have combination skin, so oily in the T-zone, little on the drier side everywhere else. Same as before, I use my Neutrogena eye gel cream, which this has hyaluronic acid in it, and I apply just a little bit, that much roughly, onto my eye skin underneath here. And again, and I didn't mention this, but my hands are clean. Get that onto my eyes. I will also then go in with, I didn't bring it up here. Anyway, my CeraVe moisturizing cream. Again, another GOAT. About that much, which may seem like a lot to you. It's not a lot for me. And I just go all over. And then after this is when I would get into my skincare oil, which I conveniently don't have with me. Unfortunately, I don't know how I missed bringing it over here to my desk, but that's pretty much it. I'm actually going to apply a little bbit more of the CeraVe moisturizing cream because you can never get enough. I can never get enough. Again, this is a moisturizing cream that I apply all over, that I do apply all over my body. I do take some certain things down into my chest area because you want all of this to look young. You don't want just your face to look good. I mean, if you ever seen someone that has like a really youthful, bright, beautiful, lifted, elegant face, and then you get down to the neck and it's just like, okay, 30 here, 75 right around here. It happens to the best of us, right? At this point, what I would do, and I would recommend, go back to my evening skincare routine with retinol to check out my oil. I'll actually do it when I go back downstairs. I'm honestly too tired to go downstairs and get said oil and bring it up here just to show it to you. I apologize, but real life here. I will take my rose oil and mixed with my Youth to the People oil and apply it all over, and that seals in all the juicy moisture, and then that's it. I'm ready for bed. Now, that is what I do on a basic night when I'm not applying retinol. I cleanse my skin. Sorry, remove makeup if I need to. But if it's a day like today and I wasn't wearing any makeup, just go straight in with my cleanser and then get into my eye cream to moisturize my eyes, get into my moisturizing cream to moisturize my face, and then I apply my skin oil, and that is it. I am done. I put in my night guard and I go to bed. There are some things, however, that I would like to bring up in terms of other things that I do enjoy. So, CeraVe Healing Ointment. I love that Ulta carries I think Target does too, carries a smaller size, which is suitable for travel. But this is petrolatum 46.5% is the the active ingredient in this. And how I end up using this, I generally don't use it all over my face. It's super thick, as you can see, kind of like, it's like a fancy Vaseline, basically. That's all it is. How I use this is typically around my eyes. If my eyes are feeling really dry, I'll just rub a little bit, get a very, you can barely even see that, a very thin film, and just rub it right across my lash line. Because for some reason, my eyes tend to get really dry in the corners sometimes. So that is how I'll use it. I will also use it as a lip balm. Probably put too much on there, but whatever. It's highly effective in that way as well. And all this really does for me is it seals in the moisture. And it has ceramides in it, which I'll have to do a little bit more research on what ceramides are, but they're great for protecting. It's a really good ingredient for the skin. My dermatologist actually recommended this. Another product which I found, going through the interwebs, if you will, and just going deep dive into research on skincare is this La Roche-Posay Cycloplast B5 balm. And the thing is, okay, it's with La Roche-Posay Thermal Spring Water. It's described as a soothing therapeutic multipurpose cream. Dimethicone skin protectant temporarily protects and helps relieve chapped, cracked, and chafed skin. It has shea butter, vitamin D, and madecassoside. I butchered that. I'm sure I did. But this is what it looks like. This stuff is fairly expensive. It took me a while to actually get up the nerve to spend my coins on this. Am I happy I purchased it? I don't know. It is a fancy, which most things La Roche-Posay are fancy. I mean, who am I kidding? This is a fancy version, in my opinion, of this. And this is a fancy version of Vaseline. There's also one other thing that I may or may not have. Nope, I don't have it in my drawer here. Aquaphor. If you've ever used Aquaphor before, which is, a lot of people use it for their babies in terms of, just keeping baby dry and baby skin moisturized and protected right around the diaper area. In my opinion, this is a fancy version of Aquaphor. So there are levels to everything. But in all honesty, if you don't have money for this, which, am I going to repurchase this? No, I'm not. I don't think this is worth the coin. If you don't have money for this, or Aquaphor, Vaseline will work just fine, sis. Trust me, that one. In terms of the texture, in case you're curious about this is more of a cream, if you will. It's kind of like the healing ointment in a cream form. And if I were to use this, you know, where I've seen it used from some people is before they apply their retinol, just apply a bit around the corners of the mouth and around the corners of the nose, places where the skin is a little bit thinner and you don't want the retinol to wreak havoc. I've also seen it applied like right across the eyes as well. It basically serves as a barrier against the retinol so that the retinol doesn't get into places where you would experience a little bit more irritation than in other areas. Let me just blend all that in. That's all. That is all. So again, would I repurchase this? No, quite frankly, I wouldn't. It's nice. Am I going to use all this up? Absolutely, I am, because I spent money on it, but it's not a requirement for me. So in any case, those are two, I guess, honorable mentions, if you will. Another way that I use this is if it's a night that I have put on a lot of eye makeup and a lot of, you know, you have your lash glue and you have your liner, your liquid liner, and you have, you know, powder and all the stuff or whatever. If I have gone through a round of this and a couple of washes of this, and there's still a little bit of eyeliner left in there, I'm not going to go back in and like irritate my eye rubbing and scrubbing to get it off. What I will do, however, is take a bit of this, because remember, this is Vaseline, and in all honesty, the old school like OG makeup remover is Vaseline. Just take a little bit in your hand, warm it up in between your fingers, rub it across like so, and then just get like a little tissue or something and just very ever so gently rubs off all that leftover eye makeup. I know a lot of us have that issue where you know, remove all your eye makeup, or so you think you did. But if you're really getting deep into your waterline, it's really hard to get a product into that waterline because you don't want to irritate your eyes and get product in your eyes in order to get that off. So that's just another tip that you can use, is just to take a little bit of this or your Vaseline and just gently rub it into that space, and you can just gently wipe it off, and that'll get rid of all that eye makeup in a jiffy. Okay, another honorable mention is what I use for exfoliating. Now, retinol, by definition, works to exfoliate the skin. However, there are a few days when I feel like I do want to do a little bit more exfoliation. I intentionally exfoliate outside of the retinol. I intentionally exfoliate maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't spend a lot of time and energy on it because I'm using retinol, and retinol is accelerating that cell turnover, so I don't really need to exfoliate as much. But on nights that I do feel like I need to exfoliate, there are two things. One, I don't have, but I do have its sister. So Dermalogica has this, it's called Daily Milk Foliant, and this is a powder. You have to be careful that you don't get this close to water. But as you can kind of see in the lid here, all that's just powder. And what you do is you shake a little into your palm. You see that? Shake a little bit into your palm. I usually actually mix it with, like, drop some of this into my hand and mix it together to apply to my face. But these are little granules. It's a very, very finely milled physical exfoliant. I believe that it's oat powder. Yeah, it's an oat-based powder exfoliant. And massage it all over my face, rinse it off. Super gentle. This is intended, I believe, to be able to be used on a daily basis, but just double check. And also always do a patch test. Always go very soft and very gentle. There's no need to like rub into your skin when you're trying to exfoliate because you have particles that are doing that for you. So this is a nice product. Will I repurchase this one? No, but I will repurchase its cousin, which the only reason why I bought this one is because Ulta was sold out of the real one that I use, which is the Daily Microfoliant. And the microfoliant functions the same way. This is the travel size, by the way. This lasts a very long time for me. This travel size is 0.45 ounces or 13 grams. This would last me 6 months easily, in part because I'm only using it once every 2 weeks. And then also in part because I'm using it only once every 2 weeks. So the Daily Microfoliant comes in a white bottle with a gray top. White bottle, gray top. And I'll try to, no, I will link it down below, the Daily Microfoliant that I use. It's a little bit heavier. The granules are not quite as fine, so you're going to get a little bit more action. I feel like if I were using an exfoliant every day, this is what I absolutely would use. But because I'm only using an exfoliant once every 2 weeks, something a little bit heavier is totally fine for me. And again, either way, if you're doing exfoliation daily or every week or once a week or 2 weeks or what have you, just make sure you're not like abusing your skin, right? If you're having to scrub really hard until your skin is irritated and red, you're doing too much, sis. You're doing way too much. Pull back a little bit because all that irritation is going to lead to hyperpigmentation. Hyperpigmentation, we don't want that. We want nice, smooth, even glowing skin, right? So this is a great product for everyday use, I would say. This one I happened upon because it was in a part of a gift set. This is so stinking cool, and I'm just mesmerized by it. So Peter Thomas Roth is a very well-known brand. This is their Firmex peeling gel. It visibly exfoliates by rolling, lifting, and sweeping away impurities when massaged onto skin. Multi-action enzymes and cellulose help uncover a smoother, fresher, newer-looking complexion. This is the 1 fluid ounce I purchased at Ulta after I ran out of the little trial size that I had. But I was really, really just fascinated with this. Have I used products like this that, you know, you put it on and it immediately starts peeling off stuff? Yes, I have. But this is really cool, and I'll probably do it right here. Just apply a bit, and as you massage it into the skin, it starts rolling off what are perceived to be dead skin cells. Now, is it dead skin cells or the product actually rolling off itself? I don't know, but it's fascinating. And you can start to see these little clumps here of my dead skin cells. You're welcome. As you're massaging it into the skin. So this works really, really well, I think. And the thing about it, though, is because I'm rolling off, just wipe this off. Yeah, you can kind of see, yeah, my skin cells rolling off. Because it works so well and because it's so intense, I definitely don't use this very frequently. But when I tell you my skin is as smooth as a baby's bottom on a warm summer day, I don't know what made me say that. When I tell you that my skin is super smooth after using this, it is perfection. It is altogether divine. So I would recommend this. Again, patch test it. Maybe even just try it like just right here on your skin to see if you have any sort of reaction to it or if it's too strong for you. It says on here, use 1 to 3 times a week depending on skin sensitivity. But yeah, it is amazing. And also for extra enzymatic exfoliation, leave on for 1 to 5 minutes before rinsing. So you can leave this on the skin for a while to get a little bit more removal of dead skin cells. But this is pretty cool. I've actually used this, okay, just between me and you. I've actually used this under my arms to exfoliate under my arms before I shave. So before I get in the shower, I'm rubbing underneath my arms to make sure to kind of get rid of all those dead skin cells so that when I get in the shower and actually get into the process of shaving, it leads to a much smoother shave. So, you know, some of these products, don't think to yourself that you can only use them on the face. You can use them on other areas of the body. Would I use this on the bikini area before removing hair in the bikini area? No, I wouldn't. That area is very sensitive for a lot of us. So just be careful. Just patch test. Just don't go crazy. Don't go ham. But this is another good one as well. So on nights when I do exfoliate, which again, once every 2 weeks, and that is because I'm using the retinol on a regular basis, these are the 2 products that I go for. I do not use them on the same night. I do not use them on the same day. It's either or, depending on, quite frankly, my mood. And yeah, and that's it. So you now know all about my skincare routine. Do I use a lot of, do I use any masks? No, I don't really get into masks. I mean, there is one mask that I do use, and I'll probably mention it in my video around my daytime skincare routine. But yeah, I don't really use any masks. I keep it really simple. I keep it real simple. You know, I'm always moisturizing, always hydrating, and I'm either treating with a retinol or I am exfoliating, one or the other, not both. You don't want to over exfoliate your skin because over exfoliated skin is irritated skin, and irritated skin becomes hyperpigmented skin, and hyperpigmented skin is no bueno. So I'm always hydrating my skin or treating it or exfoliating it. And that is about it, my friends. So I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to wash my hands again so I can apply my facial oil. I know I'm actually giving a little bit of glow right now, which is fantastic, but there is nothing like my rose oil. I can't sleep well at night if I'm not wearing my rose oil. That's just the reality of it. So nevertheless, thank you for being here. Listen, comment down below if you found this helpful. If you enjoy this kind of content and you enjoy hearing about my skincare story, let me know. I want to hear from you. Like, this shouldn't just be me talking to y'all. Like, I want to hear y'all talking to me, and we can just vibe a bit. So I appreciate you, though. I really do. Thank you for coming and for watching and for staying here for as long as you have to hear all about what gets me into my skincare space. And like I said, I'm going to go downstairs, wash my hands, put on my rose oil, wrap my hair up in a satin bonnet, and go to bed. I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna read a book. I'm currently reading The Warmth of Other Suns. It's a very long book, but it's very good. And I'm about halfway through it, and I'm determined to finish it in 2024, okay? Don't judge me, okay? We all got goals. Have a wonderful evening or wonderful morning wherever you are in this world, and I want you to be well, and I will talk to you again soon. Please share this, please like, and please subscribe. Take care. Do I apply retinol every day? No, goodness, I don't. So, do you want to do I apply retinol every night? Of course I don't. So, do you want to see what happens